Hey guys, we're live and it's Saturday night. If you guys are logged on right now and you're watching us, we need your help. So last week we had some problems with the sound. This week we've got the microphone closer. We've got our external mic hooked up, so hopefully the sound is better. But if you see people having trouble with sound, maybe let them know that if they hop out of the app and back in, sometimes that helps. Or if they listen, was it with earbuds?
Yeah, earbuds help.
Earbuds help. So just let us know if you're having problems, but we've done as much as we can with the sound. So hopefully it's loud and proud and good. That's going to pull up comments.
Everybody says sounds fine.
Great.
All right, we're good to go. We're going to
That's
run with
awesome.
it. We found a bunch of stuff in a little bit of time. How many thrift stores did you hit up today with your mom?
So I hit up 2 with my mom and 1 with you. So I hit up 3 thrift stores today, and I found some really fun stuff, some stuff I haven't ever found before, and that was really great. And I spent $100 on everything, and then Zeb picked up a table that was $20. So everything we're showing you today, all total was $120 for everything. So this is like a cool antique table. I love these for the shop because they don't take up a lot of space, and I can stack stuff on top of them. I'm all about going up. You know, I always say, people ask me all the time, like, what's the best advice for like a booth or a shop space? And my saying is always stack them high and watch them cry. You want it up high and you want them to be able to see it, because sometimes when things are low, they don't want it, but when it's way up high, they buy it. Like those 2 chests I had, remember?
Yeah.
Nobody bought those chests, and then I put one chest on top of the other chest, sold them both.
But I'm wondering why people are crying though.
They're crying because they have to have it.
Oh, gotcha. Are you watching comments?
Yeah, sorry, I'm sitting because I have vertigo today and I'm a little dizzy.
I think the heat's finally gotten to Jamie. She's been dizzy since like Wednesday.
Yeah, it's been about a week.
So this is a little shelf we found thrifting. It was $5. It's just wood on the back, but this is like a tin tile, and they've cut it right here. I don't know. I feel like this is homemade because of the wooden things.
Oh
but
yeah, because this looks like reclaimed back here.
yeah. So this is just kind of a cool little shelf that we
ceiling
found. So
It's kind of like ceiling tin, and I'm going to paint it with milk paint so it gets all chippy. And it's cool because it's going to be ceiling tin, but it's a shelf, which is why I liked it. And then of course, you know, we had to buy a rolling pin. I like the handles on this one.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a proper, oh, this one's complete with old bread. We'll have to clean
I
that.
actually think it has somebody's name on it too, which I always like. On this side right here, does it have, right there, it says, what does it say?
Foley, it's the stamp, it's the brand.
Oh, the brand is Foley. And we sell like at least 2 of these a week, so I have to buy 2 a week, and I only got 1. So
It wouldn't be a proper thrifting haul if we didn't have a rolling pin though.
yeah, I gotta buy them because they sell.
Tell us about this sign. You found this without me.
Somebody handmade that, and I just thought it was super cute.
It's gonna be backwards for you guys tonight.
Yeah, we flipped the screen around so I can see myself. But somebody handmade this. You can see the staples in the side. I thought I either sell it or put it in one at like Odelia's room or the little boy's room. But I like how the words on here are like raised.
Yeah, it's fun. They're definitely it's unique. We'll say that.
Yeah, somebody handmade it, and so what I'll probably do is tape it off and repaint this frame because they stapled it and they didn't paint the staples. But it's gonna be a minimal amount of effort, and a sign like that is worth at least $20 once it's in good, you know, show them the side where the staples are.
I already did.
Okay, so once I fix those, it'll be
So who read this backwards?
Yeah, I read past my bedtime. I just thought that was cute, and handmade stuff is always a favorite of mine. I like this basket.
Hold on.
Oh,
Excuse me.
that's looking at comments. This basket was $2. I like the texture on it. I don't know if you guys can see that. I do have a basket problem, but I sell quite a few of them, and I only pick ones that I like, not just your run-of-the-mill. This one has a really fun texture on it.
I'm not seeing live comments anymore. I don't know what happened.
You did not push the right button.
I don't know.
Hold on, I can't do that too fast.
She got like how many of these little bud vases?
So I got 9 of those, and they were $1 each.
So these aren't quite milk glass. We get asked all the time, how do you tell the difference between milk glass and just regular white glass? Milk glass, this is just white. Milk glass is kind of opaque, like where it would be thin up here, you'd almost be able to see through it, and when you hold it up to the light, it's almost see-through more than like this white glass is just like it just blocks the light. So that's a good way to tell. I mean, sure, there's a lot more other scientific methods. That's how we find out.
It's not opaque, but I love that there's 9 of them because
Yeah.
if somebody needs them for like a wedding, they can come in and get enough. There's actually way more than 9. I just only bought 9. And these little ones that I bought for $1, these we sell for like $3.95. So they're just good, inexpensive stock for the shop.
There's a whole slew of them.
Yeah, and I could order things wholesale. A lot of people do that, but the main reason people come to my shop is not to find wholesale stuff that's, you know, mass produced, is to find one-of-a-kind items that they're not going to find anywhere else. And yeah, they could go to thrift stores too, but A, they don't have time, or B, they don't see it. You know, I curate it and set it up, and they're like, oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, I want to do that. So it kind of sets it apart.
Oh, here I am. Man, I just need to squat down. I'll just work on my
Over
squats
Sweet
tonight.
Pickins to clean. After you've sealed it, you can just use a damp cloth with some mild soap if you need to. He's knocking stuff over.
Yeah, I'm breaking stuff. We'll know if the sound works now.
All right, so these I'm most excited about. Zeb will show them to you closer because I'm staying put so I don't topple over with my dizzy. These are marmalade jars from Great Britain. They've got amazing, what is this called, advertising on them. And they're not repops. As far as I can tell, these are authentic marmalade jars, but I don't know anything about them. So if you know anything about marmalade jars from Great Britain, they're like a cream-colored milk glass. Comment below because I would love to know. I just really love the subject matter on them. I liked the fonts. On the back, it has the ingredients. Underneath, they've got, I don't know, 35 and 25. I don't know, they're cool. So
Might be the run. Who knows? It's a limited run marmalade.
they're both from James Keeler. Maybe they are repops, but they look legit to me.
So we might not get to painting tonight. We have paint out, but we might not get to it. So old milk jug, it may not be terribly old, but it's
It looks
just
cute
fun.
with flowers.
And then this one caught Jamie's eye, and she spent the rest of the time at the thrift store trying to find tiny little bottles. This is probably an old medicine bottle. It's got the measurements here down the sides, and it's got kind of a purpley tint to it. I don't know if you can see that or not.
Purple glass is always desirable, and then on the top, and I don't know anything about these either. I need to do some research because I haven't found very many of them. On the top it says 3VI, so I think it's not even American, right? Like VI, I don't know. But I love it. If nothing else, it's a really pretty purple, but I think it might be antique.
So you found this without me too, with your mom.
Not old marmalade jars, but legitimate. But they say marmalade, so what were they? If they weren't marmalade jars, what are they? Because this one says grapefruit marmalade, and this one is orange marmalade. And they're both original Dundee from James
She
Keeler.
says they might not be old.
Oh, they might not be old.
Yeah, I think that's what she's trying to say.
Oh, okay. I thought she said it might not be marmalade.
Oh, I don't know. All right. Ben, look at what the tape did to this. We're gonna have to run tape across this because it cleaned off the.
No, you don't want to clean off.
It cleaned off the patina. Look at that line.
That makes me sad.
They
I don't
taped
want the
it at the
patina
thrift
off.
store so that it stayed together. It got real shiny. So, you know, packing tape, if you need to clean something like this, packing tape, zip that right off.
Okay, so they said that these marmalade jars aren't old.
Well, sad day for you.
They're still cool.
They look good. They look good in the shop too.
Yeah, if nothing else, I want them. So just more tarnished silver. I sell at least a few pieces of this a week, so I'm always
Pretty
looking for
heavy
it.
duty.
Yeah, it's heavy, and I've not got a covered dish like this, so I try to always have a variety. I have platters, covered dish, so that way when people come, they can always find something else. Because I have a lot of people that collect this and can't find it, so then they come in because they know that I always keep the tarnished silver.
So I found this briefcase. This
You wanted
leather
to
one.
paint it.
You know, I was gonna be like, you know, let's do something fun and paint some leather. So I was looking for a leather case
I'm
at the
no
thrift
painting.
store, and then I found this one, and it's pretty hammered. I'm gonna try to use some DIY clear wax on it, see if I can bring some life back to it. But the clasp does work. It's got that good age. Someone really used this briefcase.
Yeah, we're gonna use a DIY clear wax and see, just to soften it up a little bit. We don't want to ruin the patina, but because the wax is all natural and it works on skin, you know, I would assume that it would also work on leather.
But I don't have the key. It didn't have the key, but the clasp does work. So it's got 3 stages. Pretty excited about it. It was my favorite find of the day.
Anytime you can find like really good antique leather pieces, you gotta buy them.
So hopefully
this might be vintage.
Yeah.
Like 40s.
Yeah, it's not that. I don't think it's that
Oh,
old.
saddle soap. Use
Saddle
saddle
soap.
soap. It'll clean up and make it look shiny. I don't want it to look semi-new. I don't want, maybe no saddle soap. I was just thinking wax would keep it like pliable so it doesn't get crunchy.
We may just leave it, but I'm worried that it's getting crunchy, like the leather's getting harder. So
maybe we'll just sell it as is, and whoever collects it will know what to do with it. That's kind of what we do. We just find stuff we really love, and then we put it on. This one's fun. This was $2.
it's an old suitcase. I think it's pink on the inside.
No, it's red.
Is it red?
And it's in really good condition, which is, I don't buy a lot. It's the brand is, what is this? Strat-Away Luxury Luggage from Seattle. I don't buy a lot of luggage unless it's hard like this, the hard leather, and as long as the inside's in good condition. And
I don't know. That's looking kind of peachy pink to me.
It's red.
That's not red. All right, weigh in. Is this pink or red? What do you think? The color looks pretty true on screen here, so I'm feeling pink. That's a pink.
That is red.
At best, we might be able to call
Sarah
that
says
like,
it's red. Sarah says it's red.
like a weird salmon color.
Hi, Marie from Australia. I have painted leather, horse haulers, and bridles, so I'm sure you can paint it. I know he wants to paint it, but I just think it's cool. Like, it's funny how if something can be in perfect condition, and I'll paint it, but if the patina is good, I like to leave it the way that it is.
So we painted leather chairs before. I was just going to show you guys while we were live. The milk paint works really well on
If you want to
on the
paint leather, you have to find leather that's not old good like that.
All right, I'll find an old busted chair and we'll paint that.
All right, here's a tote. We always find a tote every week.
It's like we have to get all of the shop projects.
Yeah,
But
this
you
is
know,
actually better made than most.
Yeah, we paint them pink and they sell, or apothecary usually. So.
We always have pink, apothecary, and white are kind of colors we use for those. These, oh, you want to show me these?
Yeah, these
I've been buying brass lately. It sells well. This is made in India. I just think they'd be super cute. They've got some old wax in them, so we're gonna take the heat gun to it, and then we'll melt it out. Or do you want to just use the blow dryer?
I just like that they were actually used for candles.
Yeah, they're pretty old, and I think they were probably used with candles to light somebody's house. I mean, these are probably from the 40s.
I don't know.
I don't know. They've got.
I can't tell
Can
age.
you tell from the?
Those bolts are newer than 40s.
Yeah, but they don't look to be original to me. I think they were added because they have the same patina.
Whenever you can find an old crusty toolbox that feels really heavy, snag it up because there's something inside.
Hey, who found that toolbox?
You did.
So here's the thing about this toolbox. I was like, $12. Okay, so I normally would sell this for like $20 because it's got the size of it and stuff and how old it is. I'm like, that's not a good profit margin. But then I felt how heavy it was, and I was like, scores! That's pretty exciting. He's gonna show you what we found in this toolbox.
So it's got, we don't often find them like this, that open like that, and it still has its tray. But this is probably my favorite thing. It's got a bunch of newer tools and things, but check this out. This has got some old wire pull snap-on. They're called, I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna clean them up.
You show him the name on there. That's your uncle's name.
But they're called the snap-on vacuum. So I don't know, maybe
He said,
they were.
Put this in the freezer, the wax will pop out.
Oh,
All right.
nice.
Deal. I'm doing it now. I'm putting it in the freezer.
But anyway, I found an old pair of pliers. I'm gonna clean the rust off of these and probably use them for something. But
The inside is yellow, which I love.
it's just got a bunch of sockets and stuff, which I will actually use. Some, like I said, some of the tools are new, some are pretty old. It's got this old little tray that it's got new sockets in it, but a nice little snap-on wrench. I'm like, yeah, score.
Zeb asked me, they asked me what we're gonna do with it. Are we keeping this for you, this toolbox, or are you?
I like this toolbox a lot. Every now and then I keep one. I've got 4 or 5 that I really like. So I may go ahead and keep this one because I mean it's it's almost not worth
Well,
selling.
it has your uncle's name in it. I think it would be kind of fun to give it to him. Do you think he'd use it?
Probably not. He probably has nice new toolboxes.
And I love the ingenuity of the handle. It's got electrical tape on that, and that just makes me love it even more. Because somebody was like, hey, this handle broke. I'm not going to throw it out. I'm just going to put electrical tape on it. And that's totally something we would do.
All right, I'm trying to get the height right,
All right.
guys. Sorry.
I'm going to talk about my bells because these are kind of special.
Oh, yeah.
So these are two little brass bells. And when I go thrifting, I always like to see what other people have. And sometimes I'll comment on it. And I've had people before, tell me they like something a lot. And I've said, hey, you really like this. If you love it more than me, I'll let you buy it instead of letting me buy it. And I was checking out the thrift store. And this sweet lady in front of me had these and she was shaking them and I said, oh my gosh, those are so pretty. And she could tell that I loved them. And she said, you know what? You can have them. Why don't you buy them? And she let me buy those bells. And I felt kind of bad because I wasn't telling her I loved them because I wanted her to let me buy them. I just wanted, to be complimentary. And I talk to a lot of people. So I always try to strike up a conversation. And she was so sweet. But guess what? After that, we went to lunch, and I went to another Deseret Industries, and my friend who gave me these bells and let me buy them was at the other thrift store. So I think now I've got a friend. Anyways, it made me almost cry because that was really sweet, and I could tell she loved them too, but she knew I wanted them. So I think I might keep one of them and then put the other one in the shop because I don't really need two, but I want one because I thought that
I
was
like this
sweet.
one with the detail on
You
it.
like the etching on that one?
Yeah, the etching's cool.
I don't keep a lot of stuff. People ask me how I don't. I don't because I'm not a collector. I like to buy it and then I like to set it up and sell it, and then that way I can buy more stuff because otherwise I go from being like a collector and a picker to a hoarder. It's like a really fine line. But this is really sweet, so I think I'll keep this one. So anyways, there's my story.
Basket find. We're gonna leave this one as is and hang it on the wall. It's got
so
a little
cool.
bit of it's coming apart right here, so A, I'll probably just glue that down, or B, I might just cut that off.
It's so cool. Somebody could put a wreath side of it. It actually is one of those that looks amazing hung on the wall. I sell a lot of baskets and I hang them on the wall. And I know, and I'm kind of particular because when you go to the thrift store, at least ours, there's always a ton. And this basket, do you want to tell them how you found me when we got this basket?
Oh my goodness, I was looking all over for her and I couldn't find her. We were out. So the Deseret Industries thrift stores have this yard. It's basically like an outdoor kind of area that's fenced off and covered so it doesn't get rained on. And we were out there and there's always this old corner just like overpiled, overstuffed, forgotten things back there. And I couldn't find Jamie, so I went inside the store. I'm looking around. 5 minutes later, I come back and she's like buried back in this corner, like all the way around.
What?
She's like probably waist deep, or only her legs are hanging out, and she's finding stuff, and that's where this basket came from.
Sometimes you gotta dig deep to get the good stuff. Well, they have like these huge metal like shelf things, and they have all the like wood items and the baskets piled in, and this was like up against the wall. So I just kind of dove in. And I'm trying not, I don't know if you guys saw my Insta stories, I totally mangled my hand this week. I'm trying not to hurt my hand. Almost stuck my knee on a nail, but I got the basket. I won. I won the basket.
Thrifting is dangerous. Be careful.
Sometimes thrifting is a sport. Thrifting is my cardio. That's my next shirt. I'll make that one. Oh, this one's cool.
So this is a cool little table.
Somebody made that.
I'll get back a little farther so you guys can see it good. So it's got these wings on it here, these leaves.
It's a drop leaf. You might want to show them the mechanism too.
I will. So it can
That's
go
so
up.
sweet.
It can go up by like a sofa table type thing, or sofa, or whatever you want. You need some space saving, and the way it holds up, it just has these pieces of wood. They just swing out. Oh, squeaking and pinched my shirt.
Well, I also love that somebody made this. It's definitely a like shop type project, and this little detail here on the bottom mimics the detail on the top. So I thought that was really sweet. I love scallops. K&J says I'm lucky. Yeah, I am lucky, especially with my vertigo and the dizziness I've been experiencing. I was like, whoa! But I love junk. I do.
Mirror.
Hobnob mirror.
The mirror offering for the week. We have two.
It's plastic, but so the plastic's kind of dirty. I'm gonna take a magic eraser and I can get all that black off there and I'll clean that up and I won't paint it. And then this one I was so excited about. I saw somebody looking at it and they turned away like they didn't want it, and then I just like scooped it up because the detail's pretty. It's also plastic and resin, but I prefer mirrors that are resin because they aren't as heavy, and then I can hang them easy. And this has amazing detail.
Yeah, that one's gonna be fun painted up.
That one's pretty.
That one might look good with some dark wax on it.
Some dark wax. Well, the
never
thing is, you
dark-
don't need dark wax. Just wet distress and the dark comes through.
Is that everything? Is that all the stuff we found?
I think that's all the things. Oh, and a bump
Okay.
can, but this one's red.
This one's cool because it's red. I think we've got all the
Yeah.
colors but red right now.
All right, well, we had like an orangey red. I just needed that color. I'm probably not going to buy any more bump pens for a while till a few more sell. I like to have like a certain amount of them. They don't. I feel like they look good when they're all together in a grouping. Somebody commented a while back that they didn't think that the milk glass looked as special because it was grouped together. Let me know what you think about that. I actually think when you keep a collection together, it makes it more desirable than when you kind of spread it all out. So like in my shop space, I have a section for milk glass. I have all my baskets like on the wall or hanging. I've got my tarnished silver together. That way if somebody likes that item, they can come like find all the things. But maybe I'm wrong. So do you like when people put collections together or when they keep them separate?
So I think the problem might be that Jamie has just been collecting, and milk glass isn't all that rare in our area. It's readily available, and we have a lot.
But people buy it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mark it up a ton, so people buy it. And I think the other thing too, like I clean mine really well. I make sure there's no scuffs on them. And these I've not seen this style before, so I'm pretty
These
excited.
are small. Like you can see my hand here. They're not very big. So like one or two buds or fake flowers out the top look good.
Well, and I always, my little ones sell like so fast. So maybe these aren't as easy to find, the little ones.
Well, and they have this cool detail down on the bottom. It's kind of bright. I don't know
Everybody
if you can
says
see
together. They said Mary says, I agree about keeping the collections together. It has a bigger impact. So, all right, then I feel like I'm probably going in the right direction.
All right, guys, real quick while Jamie's reading comments. Everybody's been weighing in on what the truck should be painting, and we're gonna be heading into September here shortly. I know it's barely August, but it'll come up and be here before we know it. And it starts raining in September, and the truck on the roof has a bunch of rust, and I need to get it painted before it starts cooling off. And everybody is saying we should do apothecary, which it's kind of a grayish blue-green. It leans more gray, and I think I'm all right with that. I think I can drive around an apothecary truck. And it'll look good with our logo if we like throw our logo up on there in white or something. So I think I'll go that color there. That's gonna be kind of what it looks like. So probably here in the next couple weeks, I'll probably only do one video just real quick, show you guys what I'm doing on it. I don't know if I'll do a full DIY on truck painting.
Somebody said dip dye the baskets. Do you
Oh.
know what dip dyeing is?
I don't.
Can you guys let us know what dip dyeing, what you mean? I have seen where people take baskets and they leave the natural wood on top and they like tape it off and like paint the bottom, but I'm wondering if dip dyeing is where you put the dye in like a dish and then you put it in there and then let the basket soak it up.
Maybe wick it up, or you
Wick
could
it up?
you could put it in like a quarter of the way and then you let that dry and then you put it in like a third of the way so that you get a different line, a different shade.
Can you paint furniture with leftover wall paint and use DIY wax over it? Yeah, you can. Yeah, I would sand it really good. Latex paint is basically like liquid plastic, so it could peel off over time, but the wax isn't going to do anything more than protect it. So, I mean, I don't use latex because I sell it and I would hate for my furniture, like paint to peel off later. Oh, we haven't shown them that.
Yep, I'm going to show them
We
real
got
quick.
one more thing. This one I'm excited about because I don't hardly ever buy furniture at the DI, but this was a good price and it was buried. I was like, that, that's so
It's
cool.
like 3 dressers back. That's all pine. It's made out of pine. And it's got this, it's like a towel rack or something,
I
maybe
think
like a
it was
wash
like
basin.
a dry sink is what they were going for. But what we're gonna do, because people don't use dry sinks anymore, is I'm gonna paint it, and my dad suggested this, put some coat hooks on here. So I'm gonna do 3 across the top. I was originally gonna just take this whole piece off and just leave this cool backer piece. But I think that he's right. Doesn't happen all that often, but when your dad gives you good advice, you gotta take it. So I'm gonna paint this chippy milk paint and then put 3 of these across the top, and it's got good farmhouse style. I like the doors and the hingeware, and painted in milk paint. This is gonna be good.
Yeah, everything works really well too. All the drawers slide well, and I don't have to rebuild any doors on it.
Yeah, somebody says it is a washstand. That's what I told Zeb. Zeb's like, what is that for? Like, it's a washstand. I don't think it's super old. I think somebody made it probably in like the 80s-ish.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look mass produced, which is what I like. I like not mass produced.
I'm gonna paint the rolling pin because, you know, we always paint something on our live videos.
Okay, so we did pop the candlesticks into the freezer, so hopefully that works. I appreciate those comments. I'm gonna scroll back through and see if there's questions that I missed while Zeb's painting, but I should have scrolled that fast. You know, a lot of people are talking about vertigo. It's been happening for about a week, but it was mostly just when I would get up in the morning, but today it's been all afternoon, been kind of bad. I think I just didn't get enough sleep last night. I don't know if that affects vertigo, but my mom and I went into town and stayed overnight at a hotel, and there were people up all hours of the night, and I don't sleep well with noise.
She doesn't sleep well away from home.
I don't sleep well away from you.
No.
Anyways,
that's it.
Yeah, that is the truth of it.
Because you love getting elbowed and kneed all night while I'm flopping around over there.
You don't elbow. We have a king size bed. That doesn't happen. Sometimes you try to snuggle.
I sleep like this.
Sometimes he starts to snuggle me. I'm like, dude, I'm sleeping. But most of the time, I enjoy sleeping with you. Anyways, I didn't get any sleep. So I think the lack of sleep, and then my mom was like up late talking to me. And then at 7 o'clock this morning, she was like, bing, started talking to me. I'm not used to talking that early. So I think I just didn't get enough sleep. But I think I'm going to take some Benadryl because I'm wondering if my vertigo is drainage, like inner ear drainage, so I'm hoping maybe Benadryl will dry it out, and I'm also hoping it helps me sleep tonight.
Well, we know it will do that.
Chris says she's praying for me, and I appreciate that. I can use all the prayers I can get because I do not have time for vertigo. Mostly, it makes me nauseous too, and a headache, and that, and this stupid hand. If you guys probably missed it. If you didn't see it, the picture's gone, but I mangled my hand, and I shared the picture with the people of Instagram.
It was not for the faint of heart. It was cut pretty good across 3 fingers.
Oh, do I try to have a cap on what I spend when I go thrifting? Zeb, do I have a cap?
She doesn't really have a cap, but she has like a target price on what she'll spend for certain items. So if there's like 150 of those items, she might buy them all. There's no cap necessarily as far as that goes.
I usually spend $100 a week on smaller items, and maybe a couple $100s a week on furniture. Depends on what my stock is looking like in the shop.
Yeah, well, and the benefit that we have is that we do have the shop. So if we do get a lot of things, I mean, like we sold a bunch of stuff this week, so we need this stuff so we can fill it up. So we do pretty heavy shopping through the week, and especially on Saturdays for this kind of stuff.
Opaque means you can't see through it. Transparent or translucent is what you mean.
I knew I had it backwards. Good thing we've got you guys that are smart that are watching.
Salinas. I don't know if she's still watching, but yes, that's what we mean. If you can see through it, then it's real middle class. I don't care as long as it's white. I still buy it. Do we occasionally re-wax items? You know what? I only re-wax my items if they get scuffs on them because you can just wash them and then you can usually buff it off with wax, which is kind of the benefit of using wax over a liquid top coat. If you get a scratch or a scuff in liquid top coat, you have to sand and repaint, but if you've used wax, sometimes you can just wax it and buff it and it gets rid of it.
All done. Painted something on the live.
Helen said she loved the hats that she saw me and my mom wear today.
I'm glad she didn't bring those home. She has really no occasion to wear them. What would you wear those for?
When you take me to the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, there's no derby up
Those
here.
Those hats were $140 a piece. So my mom and I settled on taking pictures and then we put them back. I did buy a new pair of slide-on shoes that were pretty cute. That's all I bought. We went shopping for 2 days and I bought a pair of shoes. And I bought like stuff for the kids, like underwear and pencil cases. Nothing exciting.
Back to school shopping.
I'm just making sure I haven't missed any questions. Oh, cowgirl coral. That's what they said. Salmon, cowgirl coral, red. Nobody thinks it's pink. Oh, pink, hot pink, pink. Sorry, Sherry says it's red.
All right.
Pinkish red. I guess Leslie's the compromiser. She says it's pinkish red, the inside of that. And if you're just tuning in, we're talking about the inside of the suitcase I found today. All right, I'm going to scroll down. If I missed anything and you still had a question, comment and I'll try to read it again because woo, hold on, I'm not gonna look at that. I can't scroll through like, all right. What do I use to clean the wood before painting? I just use warm water and Dawn. 99% of the time, if it's gooey, then I'll use like Goo Gone. A lot of people use Crud Cutter. I've heard it's really good. I always forget to buy it. Oh, the toolbox we are not painting.
No, we'll leave that crusty.
We're gonna leave it crusty, and Zeb has claimed it. It's funny the things we do and do not keep.
I'll probably put my wood turning chisels in there, the ones that I'm not using, or my extra ones, and some of the sharpening tools and things that I have for that. And I'll keep them. I'll keep them in that.
Good thing I checked. We had an interesting comment. It's the crystals in her inner ear.
Oh.
Physical therapist. So I looked online for some maneuvers, but my head was hurting so bad I couldn't understand them. So I sent the movements that you need to do to help the vertigo to Zeb, and I'm hoping he can decipher them and just tell me what to do. Could I be pregnant? No, less. I mean, I guess I could because I'm only 30. How old am I? 35?
You'll be 36 in September.
Yeah. But,
it's coming up.
We use birth control. We'll just say that. We use birth control. So I shouldn't be pregnant. I've been pregnant 5 times and never been dizzy.
The strange places the live conversations go.
Well, you know, when Les asks me if I'm pregnant, I gotta tell her.
This is the joy of living with Jami. She's going to talk to everybody, and you never know what she's going to talk about.
It's always gonna
I
be
love
good.
it. It's my favorite.
A dripping dresser. I don't know. Do I have to prep the plastic?
This
No.
is as much prep as I'm going to do on the plastic right here. I took the mirror off.
Oh, what do you paint? No, don't paint that color.
What
I
color
already
do you
have
want
an
to go?
apothecary mirror. That needs to go white. Sorry.
I almost did it. I was going.
Yeah, I have an apothecary ornate mirror in the shop, so that needs to go white.
Hang on. I'll get some white. We'll paint that.
Way to tick. Terry, I have thought about opening a shop in Arizona, but I need to have a place. The shop in California is actually doing really well. I'm so excited. I got my sales for this last month and they were really good, which makes me happy because that means lots of people are coming into the shop and supporting Mara, and I'm super excited about that. I am looking into Arizona. I have a nephew that's possibly looking at buying a property for his business, and if that works out, then I might go in there. But Helen, Jami has no filter. Yes, that is true. I have no filter. I do have a filter. I only mouth things that I shouldn't say. I tell Zeb not to read my lips. When Zeb was rinsing off my hand and I was crying at the shop when I heard it so bad, he's like, I saw what you said. And I said, don't read my lips. Don't read my lips when I'm in pain.
We're going white swan on this.
Oh, Helen, my shop in California. I don't own the shop, but I have paint in there. It's 127 Main Avenue in Fallbrook, California, which is kind of in between Oceanside and Temecula. Mara owns the shop, and she has a lot of really fun stuff in there, and I carry the DIY paint and sweet pickins in there. And I'm going to be there in October, hopefully teaching a class. I just don't have a schedule. I have real wood cabinets. Would DIY paint be the best to use? We painted our real wood cabinets in December with DIY paint. We used we have a whole video, so look it up on our channel. And they've held up amazing. We have 5 kids. They're white cabinets. And we haven't had any problems with them.
The thing that's great is that you can see as soon as something's on them and wipe it off. Whereas when they were like that yellow kind of, what's that?
Somebody said we should have sprayed the frame.
Yeah,
Probably.
I was gonna spray it, but you know I'm here and we're talking to you guys, so I'm going for it.
Okay, so Elizabeth, if your DIY paint is becoming splotchy when you're applying the big top, it's probably not the big top. It might have been what was underneath, like bleed through. So send me a message on Facebook with pictures and I'll see if I can troubleshoot that. Helen says she loves Fallbrook. If you love Fallbrook, you gotta check out Vintage. This shop is Vintage Retail Therapy. And tell Mara I said hi because she's super sweet. Let's see. Oh, Sharon says she wants to dress her like the one I did in pink with purples. Guess what? I'm totally planning on doing one in purple. In fact, I was telling my friend Sally today, we were talking, and I told her I want to mix Kissing Booth and Boho Blue to make a really deep purple. and then use that, and then French millinery, and maybe one of the Fairy Chalk Mother purples, and do the drip of the, what's it called? The paint pour.
The paint pour.
With
So
that.
the paint pour has been really well received. It was one of those things where like, maybe people won't like it, and everybody has loved it. So we're gonna do a few more of those on some different pieces of furniture, and we'll do some experimenting.
It's sold. The pink one sold. So
Yeah,
we
it's
put it in
sold.
the shop, what, Thursday?
Yeah.
And it sold this morning.
So
And then if you watched our video with the white buffet and the blue buffet, the white buffet sold.
yeah, that was
So-
that video was up this morning, and that buffet is already gone.
Yeah, that one actually sold yesterday. Somebody asked, oh, do I paint stuff red? I don't paint a lot of red unless it's like around Christmas time, but I do have a video on a red piece of furniture that I did. It actually is not as popular here. Like it was
No.
in the shop for a really long time.
It was in the shop for like 4 or 5 months and not really much interest. And then we lowered the price on it, and someone had been eyeballing it and kind of on the fence, and they came and got it.
Yeah, and actually it was awesome. She couldn't afford it, and then once it went down in price, she had been watching it for months. She was able to take it home, so I felt pretty good about that because she got something she really wanted. But red doesn't really match what I have in the shop, so I just don't paint a lot of big items. But when Christmas rolls around, I will be painting some items red just to kind of incorporate that in. You're terrified. You know what? The first time I ever did a paint pour is when Zeb was filming me. I watched Debbie's design diary. She did a similar technique on her chair. And then I've watched, of course, the paint pour videos where they just pour the paint and it soaks up, but I'd never done it before. And I should have rewatched Debbie's video before I got started, but I didn't. So I feel like you can do it. Like, it's not too bad. The biggest trick with me, the reason why I didn't just pour it on there is I didn't want to show people, and I didn't want them to waste paint because paint's expensive. So I wanted to come up with a way where we could get a similar look without a ton of paint waste. That was really important to me, and I think that.
Yeah, we're not using acrylic paints like they do on the canvas, which, I mean, you can get a huge bottle of acrylic paint for like $3 or $4 down at Walmart. We were using our DIY paints, which they get spendy, but they're awesome, so that's why we love them. And we didn't want a bunch of overpours, so.
Somebody said you're funny, and Deborah says, hello, sister. Or she said, sis. Hello, sister. How's the house? Mom and Dad my parents are visiting me. They live with my sister, Deborah, or she lives with them, however you want to look at it. And now they're here, so I'm wondering if she's enjoying a quiet house. My dad's been laying in bed with me all afternoon watching TV, so don't be jealous, Deborah. I'm brave and very talented. Thank you, thank you. You know, it's funny about that dresser that I did the swirly. A lot of times when I buy furniture, if I do something cool, if I can remember, I'll send a picture back to the owner. And so I did. I sent her a picture. I wasn't sure how she would think about it because it is a little bit out there, and she loved it. And she said she'd owned that dresser for 17 years. She'd done like 3 different paint jobs on it, but she had to part with it. And she was very excited that it got a new life. And she was like, I would not have even imagined that you could do that with that dresser. So that was kind of fun. And then the next notification I got on Facebook was somebody who said, I can't believe somebody would paint wood these ugly colors. The funny thing it was that moody blue buffet, which to me is like pretty not out there. So my response to her was, if you think that's ugly, you should see my other stuff. And then I sent her a link to my page.
We like to have fun with the fun comments.
Oh, are we redoing any other rooms? Yes, we
Ooh.
had a leak.
Yeah, tell them about that. Tell them the story.
Well, I know the story. We had our sprinkler valve had a leak, and then last Sunday I went downstairs and I checked my son's wall, and
He
it
had
was
been gone. He was gone on
Yeah.
trek, so we didn't have any
Yeah.
idea it was leaking into his room.
he had Pioneer Trek, which is where our church reenacts the pioneers coming into Utah, and they push hand carts and stuff. But anyways, he came. I touched the wall and the floor and realized it was damp, and we found out that it had been leaking. So we had to rip out all the drywall. Zeb luckily is handy. We pulled back the carpet, got that to dry. Zeb has re-drywalled it. Anyway, so our next room makeover was supposed to be the laundry room. But in light of recent events, the next makeover will be my son's room because everything's already out and we have to repaint anyways. So we ordered some really cool removable wallpaper from the Rocky Mountain decals, same as last time, only a different style.
Yeah.
That didn't come today, did it?
I didn't see it.
Okay. And then we got him some really awesome beddings. If you guys saw Redelia's bedding that zips and unzips really easy, I'm hoping that'll help him make his bed.
Which is great because I don't know that he's made his bed since 2008.
I don't think so. So we've got that going. I'm trying to come up with some ideas. Like, it's hard because I do farmhouse, and my son is not into shabby, distressed farmhouse anything. So I've got to come up with like a modern bedroom. So it's going to be a design stretch for me.
He lives and breathes school pride. He loves his football team and anything to do with school sports. And his colors are purple, white, and gray. So it'd probably be somewhere along those lines.
Just me, Sarah. I can't link that video while we're live because I'm not really sure how to do that, but it was 2 videos ago. So if you just go to our page, the paint pour video was just 2 videos ago.
Yeah, you can't miss it on the thumbnail. It's bright pink and gold and some reddish hues going on.
Yeah. Somebody asked if I own my own shop. I don't. I rent space. We run, our website is, thank goodness, thankful to most of you guys, is wildly successful. So we run that business. And then we do YouTube, so there's no way I could run a store too, at least not at this point in my life with 5 kids. So I have 2 shops that I sell at. One shop is just paint, so we just have a commission split. And then the other shop, I rent my space and I pay my commission split. And I have amazing owners in both the shops, and it works out really well. I'm able to have retail space, and then I'll have to be there every day, although I am at the shop a lot.
She goes probably twice a day, and she's down there moving stuff around and restocking and picking things up, and we deliver. So we deliver. So if there's like a delivery, we'll take it to the people's houses. Because sometimes we sell like that big buffet is like 66 inches wide. Most people, I mean, that's not going to fit in a lot of the mid-size SUVs. So you either got to have a truck or a trailer or know someone that does, or like a really big van, something like that.
Oh, Joey Abbott, thank you. I will let Sasha know that you are my referral. Sasha and I are good friends, so I just have to shoot her a text. You will love selling sweet pickings and dealing with Sasha and her cute Katie that ships everything. They will take really good care of you. I was gonna say something and it totally left me. It's partly because I'm tired and partly because my brain.
You know what? Fun fact, guys. Every time we start these lives, we're like, all right, we're tired, it's late, let's stay on for 20, 30 minutes. And now here it is, 41 minutes later, we've been live.
It's because they're so fun. I love you guys.
It's because we really do enjoy talking to you and reading your comments and answering the questions that you have. It's a lot of fun for us too. We get a lot of good feedback on our live videos. Last week was hit and miss because people couldn't hear and were really frustrated with that. And I feel you because I was frustrated too. But hopefully we've got it fixed this week. And
yeah, nobody said anything. Okay, so somebody asked a question. I missed it. What color do you recommend me for my room to paint? Shabby chic? I paint every room white. Like, every room in my house is going white for two reasons. One, because it's white and bright, and the other one, because then I only have to keep one paint color on hand for when things need touch up. And when you have 5 kids, you're always painting walls.
So I make, you guys know I turn wood and candlesticks and things. I also turn lightsabers for the boys, and Jack took it upon himself to take the lightsaber to the corner of the wall. So all along the corner of the wall, I'm gonna have to peel back that plastic casing that goes on the corners. It's rounded, but it's no longer round, it's just dented and broken.
Ooh,
so
I'm dizzy.
It'll be interesting. But so that's the kind of home repairs I'm usually doing through the day.
Intermittently, in between painting stuff. Somebody asked a question, you might know this because Deb, you're better than me. What is a good dark stain with a red tone? I don't know. I don't
Dark stain
do
with a red tone. So I would say cherry is probably going to be your best option.
Maybe mix.
To go darker, but yeah, I would mix. So my favorite red tone stain is Gunstock by Minwax, and it's got like that, almost like that red Gunstock look. That's why I guess that's why they call it that, you know. But I would mix that with probably like a dark walnut. Mix the two, maybe buy a pint of each, and then you'll have a quart. And that should be a really cool color if you're looking for a reddish tone.
And if it doesn't work, you didn't hear it from us.
Test a spot. Test a spot.
I don't use a lot of red stain, so I defer to Zeb. He has things he's good at, and I have things I'm good at, and matching stain isn't one of them.
You know what else we have? We've got that reddish, I think real stain number 4. It has a real red hue, that real stain that we sell. We don't use it a lot because I don't have a lot of call for staining woods like a red color. We mostly go grays and dark when we're staining things, but that would be a really cool look too.
This is a good question. So with the Sweet Pickins milk paint, do I have to use high bond primer, or can I use the paint plus primer you already have? So high bond goes under chalk paint. Milk paint, you use extra bond and you pour it into the milk paint. And there's really no substitute for that. So I hope that answers your question. But yeah, high bond goes under chalk paint. Extra bond goes in the milk paint. And unfortunately, they have similar names, even though they're separate companies.
Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah.
So I got this painted mostly. We'll probably wet distress it. I might go over it again with another coat. I may spray it Monday off camera.
Ooh, Bunny's on, and she's gonna meet us at DIY Day Camp.
All right.
So if you guys don't know, we're gonna be teaching at boot camp in Tennessee. Well, you're making me nauseous. I can't look at that. We're spinning it.
Look away.
We're going to DIY boot camp in Nashville, Tennessee the week of like September 22nd, and there's a day camp, and it's for non-retailers, and Bunny's gonna be there, I think is what she said, at day camp.
Sweet,
So
that'll be fun.
I'm excited to meet you too. If you don't want to go to day camp, that Saturday of the week of boot camp is going to be open to the public, and you can meet us there. We won't be teaching anything, but the people from boot camp are going to be selling stuff, and Zeb and I will be there hanging out. So if you're anywhere in the area, we'd love to see you. All right.
In light of Jamie's dizziness,
I know. I'm like, woo!
Any last questions? We're going to wrap it up.
I'm going to real quickly tell you, DIY Paint has moved their headquarters that makes the paint to a bigger, better warehouse, and so we had a delay. So if you've ordered in the last like week and a half, our shipping might be slightly delayed. I actually didn't get any. I ordered a ton extra knowing that this was going to happen, and I was able to ship out a ton of paint, but there were just a few orders that I just didn't have the right combination of things. And my paint is starting to now come in. So I got paint today that I wasn't expecting. I have more paint coming on Tuesday. So I am getting those out as soon as possible. If it's gonna be a serious delay, which I doubt it because now the paint is rolling back through. I've complained enough, so I'm spitting. I've complained enough that it's coming, but anyways, yeah, your paint is coming. But if you are not sure, you can still email me and I'll kind of give you an update on that. But I just want you guys to know, the cool thing is that now that the warehouse is moved to a bigger location, they will be getting my paint orders to me faster, which means paint orders faster to you, because when I get the paint, I ship it out
most of the time,
right
same
away.
day.
Yeah, I will stay up all night. I've got 2 girls that help me ship, so we're doing good.
Well, it's cool that they're moving the warehouse because it just the brand is growing. They moved all their equipment, everything they had over to a newer, bigger warehouse, so they have more room, so they can inventory more things, and they're going to have a lot more people working there, so we can get the paint faster. So, like Jamie said, we'll get it out to you guys faster too.
Maybe I can put together a tip sheet. Well, that would probably be good. We talked about it. Like, probably a blog post. I don't know if you guys know this, but I do have a blog. So if you don't want, like, if you want to look for something but you don't want to watch all the videos, you can search, go to jamirayvintage.com and look for my blog. And there is some good stuff in there, but that would be a good thing. Maybe we'll come up with a tip sheet so that way you guys have like a quick reference. Ooh, I'm dizzy. All right, I think we need to go.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out and watching. If you're not subscribed, we'd love to have you. We do about 5 videos a week. We haven't missed in a long time, so 5 a week. And live every Saturday night. Make sure you're hitting that notifications bell so you know when we're live. And
go to jamiray.vintage.com for all, that's my shameless plug for all your DIY paint. Comment below if you want new t-shirts on the website because Zeb has been slacking. He has designs he needs to get up, so if you tell us you want it, he will get it done. Go to jamiray.vintage.com to buy your DIY paint, your Sweet Pickins, your Fairy Chalk Mother, or Zeb's cool candlesticks, and share this video.
And corbels.
And corbels, don't forget, and share this video. That helps us out a ton. We love you guys. We'll see you next week, and we'll have some new videos next week.